Hey, Christians.
It was a Honda because they were in one accord. Oh, hey, I'm a Christian.
I'm a Muslim.
But you're white.
So can you explain this to me? In John 5:30, Jesus says, I can do nothing by myself. If Jesus is God, how can he do nothing on his own? Can you explain that?
Yes, that's an easy one. This is a statement of divinity, not a statement of dependence. You're interpreting it out of context as if it's a statement of dependence, that I can do nothing of myself. But does that make sense? Like, think about it. You're a human. I'm a human. Is there anything you can do by yourself? Like, is there anything you can do that Allah doesn't participate in, that God would not approve? Is there anything you can do of your own will? Like, let's make it basic. If he said, don't eat of this fruit, and then you do it, did God make you do it? Who made you do it? Did you do it on your own? You kind of did it on your own, did you? So Jesus is saying, I can do nothing of myself. Remove the Islamic glasses from your face for a second here and read it in its context. Just prior to this, Jesus told a man on the Sabbath day to take up his bed and walk. This guy was lame, never walked before, and he took up his bed, rolled it up, and he started walking. After he told this man to get up and walk, they're furious because, number one, it's a Sabbath day. How dare you do work on a Sabbath day by making your bed or whatever? And Jesus makes a curious statement. He says, my Father works and I work. In other words, what I did is because the work I do is the Father's work. So when the Father works, I work. My work is the Father work. And they took up stones because they understood exactly what he was saying. He was not saying that these are miracles that I perform by the permission of the Father. He's saying I perform these miracles because when I act, it is an act of God. When I will and desire to do something, it is the will and desire of the Father. They're like, wait, what? And they took up stones to stone him because not only had he told a man to break the Sabbath, and not only had he healed on the Sabbath, but he made himself equal with God. And so the following discourse, Jesus is setting the table. It's kind of like he's defending himself, right? He's been accused. He's in a court of law. And now he's going to make the case not to explain, no, you're falsely accusing me. I never said I was God. That was the accusation. You're making yourself equal with God. This is blasphemy. And when you follow through, Jesus does not deny that their accusation is false, but rather he builds a case as to why he can legitimately claim to be equal with the Father. And you can read through it yourself when you got time. I'll put it up here on the screen. I'll condense this passage down to its simplest form. Jesus is basically saying your accusation that I and my Father are one, that I am making myself equal with God is true. But it's not true just because I claim it to be. I'm just one person, and if I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. Hold up, pause. What did you just say? Jesus said, if I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true? You mean he could come out and say, I am God, worship me, and that wouldn't be enough? Huh. But at the same time, they accused him of making himself equal with God, and the blasphemy that they were accusing himself of was that this was a man who was making himself equal with God, which is blasphemy. But what Jesus demonstrates is, no, I am equal with God, but not because I'm a man who thinks he became a God, but because I am God, the Son who became a man. And he demonstrates it. But our Muslim friends love to propose, if you just show me one time in the Bible where Jesus said, I am God, worship me, then I'll believe it. And right here, Jesus is basically saying, I could come right out and say it, that I am God, worship me, but that wouldn't be enough. So he calls to witness the works, the Father, the Spirit, the scriptures themselves. These are they which testify of me. It's clear as day. If you read it in context, Jesus is claiming to be God who became a man, and that God is triune. So what does he do? This passage, he calls several to account to witness for him. He calls the Father, the works that he performs, the Holy Spirit. He calls John the Baptist. He calls many things to account to witness on his behalf. But when you get to this verse that you just randomly chose and thought that you're somehow making a point, you guys, I mean, seriously, it's cute. It's ridiculous, but it's cute that you like, oh, I have a Bible verse that's going to destroy all of Christianity, and then you feebly attempt to try to prove something. I don't know. You're going to prove God is not who he says he is, I guess. Good luck. Good luck trying to disprove who God is, right? But the verse you just used, I can do nothing of myself, is a statement of divinity. In other words, God is triune, interdependent, one being but distinct in person. This is exactly what Jesus is revealing to us.